Hi to everyone. Here, Enrico Benzoni, Marketing and Technical Alliances Manager at Sumo. And with me, there's Claudio Ghedini, Security Engineer at Sumo.
Hello, everyone.
Today, we will discuss about Cloud SOAR overview to the fact that Sumo has acquired DF Labs. We have a portfolio, a Cloud SOAR solution, security orchestration, automation, and response. During this webinar, we will show you a demo, and I have seen that you already asked many questions. We will try to respond to you, but I invite you to use the question box in order to ask us if you have specific question for us or others. So feel free to use the Q&A function, and that is at the center of your screen, and we will respond to you at the end or during the webinar when if we have the response and we are free. I will start the introduction and just to give you an overview, and Claudio will go in deep in order to show you the power of our solution. Let me start with which are the problems that SOAR solves. Basically, SOAR permits you to minimize the response time, prioritizing the response to security incident, reducing false positive, and rapidly investigating the alerts. That this permit using the automation to reduce the analyst fatigue and improve efficiency and consistency. Basically, suppose that you have many tools to orchestrate in order to understand what happened and block threats. You can create, thanks to the playbook logic, many different standard operating procedures that permit you to respond to each type of alert. SOAR takes over where detection starts. So, and starts after the receiving of an alert, mainly from SIM, but also through others tool, and it depends on your actual processes that you can improve, and then making automatic an insight and alert triage and the enrichment and investigation, and through the standard operating procedures that you can improve, permit this to create set insightful decisions, to make insightful decisions in order to contain and remediate the threats. So leveraging the open integration framework that is our unique capabilities, you can create all the integration you need in order to orchestrate them in streamlined processes. Then there's a pre-incident event validation and an accurate alert enrichment that permit you to focus your analyst on real threats. So using the automation, you can skip a lot of time-consuming tasks and you can improve the SOCs. And this permits you to take decisions, to manage all aspects of incident, and thanks to the supervised active intelligence that provide you a recommendation on which process you have to start using the machine learning or the triage that permit you to create an incident when they are real threats. And at the end, you can improve the communication thanks to the customizable dashboard that permit you to create many different types of overview. So basically, what you have to identify, it is your existing tools. We have a community in which you can find integration. We have more than hundreds of connectors and thousands of actions that are ready to add to your processes, and you can create a response plan for cyber and non-cyber use cases. In addition, you can use daemons to schedule action in order to import to the SOAR IOCs or the main alerts and start in automatic some processes, because SOAR helps you identify the type of threats. This is an example that Claudio will show more in depth, but basically it is a standard operating procedures, just an example of this customer that has this tools inside. And after receiving an alert that should be an email, and have a look if it is a threat or not, start this process. And each box that you see here, it's an action of a different tools. You can have Cisco Umbrella, VirusTotal, or others inside, and you can take the geolocalization of phishing domain, the phishing domain screenshot. You can send an alert, and you arrive at the machine choice that, based on the parameters you set, identify if it is malicious or not. In this case, it is malicious, and the playbook go up and continue some other enrichment and arrive at this important function that is the user choice. In the SecOps dashboard that we will see later, the analyst receive this question and can enter on the playbook, can enter on the incident, have a look on all the collected information, and can decide how to proceed. In this case, the analyst decide to click on Cisco Umbrella, and SOAR orchestrates Cisco Umbrella tool in order to block the domain, and then arrive at the end of the playbook that you can assign in automatic a manual task. So in this case, in the SecOps dashboard, appear also this task, and when the analyst conclude this task, you can close the process. In this case, you in just 4 minutes, you can respond to this one with just 2 interactions. Basically, the SecOps dashboard is very powerful because SOAR brings order to the chaos. So all tasks in one place, and you can manage playbook action. So you can respond to user choices and manual execution actions, or manage the task that you can complete, assign, close, reassign. So basically, thanks to the playbook suggestion, you can enhance SecOps and very, very improve the efficiency of your team. Now we will go in depth on the main functionality that are these 6. I invite you if you have any question, so feel free to ask. But now Claudio will show you, starting from the open integration framework that permit you to integrate all your tools, and then we will see the other function. Please go ahead, Claudio.
Thank you, Enrico. So I want to highlight this 6 points that are the main feature of the Sumo Logic Cloud SOAR, starting from the open integration framework, that is the tool built-in inside the platform, where you can manage the integration with other platform, add a new one, see the action that are already developed, modify them, and develop new one. So let's go inside the platform. In the integration section, you see you can add many integration. We have more than 200. In your instance, you can upload only the one that you want to interact with. For example, the Sumo integration with the Sumo CIP and the Sumo CSI, as this already developed in action. You can edit the action. You see in clear text the code. We support Python, PowerShell, Bash, and Perl languages. You can from here review the code, and in every moment you can edit it, add new functionality, new part of the code, and save it directly from the open integration framework and test the action modified. In the upper part, there is a resource section. As you see here, you set the parameters to connect to the technology, and obviously it depends on the technology what parameters are needed. All the action, as you see, are color coded, as Enrico showed in the example of the playbook before. The second part that I want to highlight is this one, the incident management capability and playbooks and case management that are strictly connected with the SecOps dashboard. The SecOps dashboard, as Enrico said before, is the place where the analyst can see and interact with all the activities that in which he is involved into. And let's see more in detail the playbooks in particular. So in the playbook section, as you see, you can create and define as many playbook, create as many workflow as you want. And they are not only related to cyber use case. In this case, this example is related to an IoT use case. So to check possible intrusion inside machine with Cisco technologies, where you can also, after an enrichment part, to gather more information and provide the analyst all the details before choosing how to resolve it. You can also use the search bar to refine the search. This is another example for analyzing possible stolen credential and the stolen credit cards. And this, in this case, as you see, the flow is all out. There is no manual interaction in the flow. Is all automatic. Only a final task to review the problem. And this is the example that was shown before, the spear phishing. This is the most common cyber use case. Obviously, in this example, we will receive an email. We parse the email and collect in the more detail about the, for example, the URL that is inside the mail. So, and analyze with URL scan.io this URL that is inside the email. You can set a timeout for the action. You can add as many enrichment phases that you want. This is for analyze the destination DNS domain. As you see, the input of this action are the output of the previous node that can be used in all the subsequent nodes. We have logical choice where automatically check some threshold, and the user choice that is where we ask the analyst to take a decision in the take a decision and reviewing all the data inside the platform that are automatically collected and choose the right answer, and in this case to perform a containment. So and all the interaction that as Enrico showed before in an example, I'll arrive in the SecOps dashboard, and the analyst has not need to review all the playbook, but can only check in the dashboard the task and the activity that is involved. Point number 4 is triage machine learning and supervised active intelligence that we divided it in 2 phases. Phase 1 is with the triage capability of the cloud SOAR, is possible to reduce and eliminate all false positive and create incident only for the real threats that come to the platform. And in the second phase, after we the incident are creating, the machine learning can suggest the analyst the most relevant playbook that in base of what decision, what playbook was used in the past to close an incident similar to that. And with that suggestion, the analyst can analyze the threat in the best way. So let's see. This is the SecOps dashboard. Again, here you see all the tasks that the analyst is involved and can pick decision about that particular threats. In this section, you see the machine learning suggestion So the machine learning for this particular event suggests this spear phishing with node playbook. You can see the suggestion for all the playbook that you are involved. And from here, you can add the playbook to the incident, run, dismiss this suggestion, or even blacklist the playbook to not have any suggestion related to this one. So in the SecOps dashboard, as you see, you have total control of what you are involved in. And from a team leader point of view, for example, you can check all the activity that your group is involved in. The next point is the high customizable dashboard and KPI. So we have the SecOps dashboard with the activities and this graphical dashboard where you can keep track of all the information related to the incident that is on the platform and create a KPI report. So this is an example of the graphical dashboard. You have different various widgets with different graphic, different charts to collect many information to the status of the platform. You can interact with each of this graphical widget, and you can also have a drill down view to get all the data that are related to that graphic and jump directly inside the incident. And from here, you can see all the information related to the incident, the investigator involved, for example, all the data information collected by the analyst during the analysis and to the playbook. And also in this case, that is spear phishing to check the email that has created the alert. This is, you can check also the status of the workflow and all the IOC that are involved in this analysis. And check also all the detailed attachments that are collected during the analysis. The graphical dashboard, you can customize it, adding all this widget. You can also add multiple instances of the same widget. For example, you can reorder the widget, and every user can customize, as I said, in his own dashboard. It's possible also to open this dashboard in an external window to detach from the active session, maybe to show it an external monitor. You can export, and here you can create the KPI report. The KPI report, you can create multiple templates from them, selecting which field, from which field you can filter it. So all the field of the incident can be used to filter. So for example, add a new status to the one that are already picked. You can select which field to be displayed in the output report, and you can drag and drop and reorder the display. And you can choose the format of the output report. So these are the possible output format. And finally, you can also schedule it, for example, for the first the month, and send to mail recipient automatically every first of the month. There are these 4 sections in the window that you can customize with all the widgets that you want, and every widget can be customized to show the data in the, for example, in the frame you want to choose. You can choose the chart type and for which field you want to group by the result. And this is a simple output of all the possible graphical widget. The last point I want to highlight is the incident report. The Cloud SOAR has very powerful report section to the incident related to the incident level. As you see in this section, there is an example. You can build a template in the doc format, choosing the font, the colors, adding your logo, and created, as I said, a template with all the fixed tests that you want to be displayed in the report. And then inside the square bracket, you can put these tags that are field collected from the incident that will be populated at runtime when you create the report related to this incident. And so you can choose what to show, and when you create it at the incident level, all this field inside the bracket will be populated with the proper output. So, Enrico?
Yeah, thanks, Claudio. So today we decided to show you 6 points of our platform that the peculiarity of SOAR you have seen that is the flexibility. Basically, it is not a plug and play software. You have to have the possibility to integrate all your tools in order to improve your own processes. So we have seen the open integration framework that permit you to integrate all your tools. We have seen the playbooks example and all the tasks that automatically assigned by the SOAR to the analyst appear in the SecOps dashboard or in with the user choices. And then through the user choices SecOps dashboard, you can enter in an incident case manager and have a look on all the information on the code that obtained by the other tool. And then basically you can split in 2 main advantages of the platform. The first one, it is for the decision makers, so the CISO, the Kiev of security, that they will focus the attention on the improvement of the processes. And the second benefit is for analysts that they have to change the mindset, but we will help you to make that, because before they are used to make a lot of manual tasks using many different platforms. If you use a SOAR, you will have just one platform to respond to all your alerts. And the triage permit you to focus the attention on just on few alerts. The supervised active intelligence provide you a suggestion and helps you in a day-by-day activities. And at the end, you have many different overview you can create for KPIs, and based on the role of the person, you can create different reports and KPI overview. So you can talk with the board if you have to ask budget, or you have to show details of a specific incident. That is very, very powerful function. In addition, if you are a managed security service provider, you can have the cloud SOAR to offer services to all your customers. So basically, you can have a centralized management with aggregated reporting and high visibility on tenants, and you can propagate standards from master to tenants, and you have horizontal and vertical scalability to ensure excellent performance. So thanks to the physical data segregation by customer, you will have a specific environment for each customer, but you can manage in a central way all your activities, and you can create a specific report for each customer. You can have specific dashboard for them. So if you need more assistance in order to have a look on data, I invite you to ask some questions. So this was the first initial overview that we would love to present today in just 30 minutes. We decided to show just 6 functions, and we hope to receive some of your questions and we can answer to them. You can contact us in sales at sumologic.com if you want to have others specific question, if you want to proof the and go in depth on the going deep on the presentation. I don't know if there are any questions. Let me know. Yeah, some of them we already responded before. So just to identify some in the last minutes, how to start a SOAR project. Well, very good question. So the our team is used to support the customer in identify which are the standard operating procedures to start with. Basically, we suggest to start with the main with the processes that have the main number of alerts. So if you receive a lot of phishing or malware or DDoS attack, you can start from them. And then you identify the pattern in order to help the SOAR to identify the type of threats, and you can improve the process. And then you can start from then in order to set up the playbook. The playbook, each action that you have seen should be activated in automatic or after manual execution. And also the manual execution appear in the SecOps dashboard. So if you want to have total control and do not use the automation, just the process, you can identify, okay, I want not using just in this moment the playbook. I would like that my analyst check each action manually and say, okay, you can orchestrate, and this is the first time. Then you can improve and you can use the progressive automation in order to improve the processes. So that is the first step. Identify the processes. The second one, it is identify the tools that you have to orchestrate. Yeah. And if something missing, we have a team that support you, but as Claudio showed you, you can also create your own integration. And then we'll help you through our partners and our network to make trainings and permit you to improve your processes. Would you like to add something, Claudio, for this?
No, it's you completely answered the question. Okay. Yeah, starting from the use case and then to the passing to the technology, and that's the way we start.
Yeah, there's a question about triage that just to clarify, the triage is a function that so how the triage works in order to identify if it is real threats or not. So basically has the capability to make an enrichment and investigation and identify if it is malicious or not. And Claudio, if can you confirm that we create the incident just for real threats? So
yeah, absolutely. You can analyze each every alert that comes inside the platform, and automatically, or if you want manually, decide what is real threats, and escalate only what is a real threat to the incident.
Yeah. There's another question. We talked about, you talked about demons, and can we explain more how we use demons in our SOAR?
Yeah, absolutely. Demons are built with the open integration framework, are processes that you can schedule and use to interact with the technologies. So you can decide with demons where and what information you want to collect from an external source.
Okay, okay. So thank you. We have several questions, but we finished the time. We will respond to you. If you have any other question, feel free to contact us at sales@sumologic.com, and we will reply. Thank you very much for attending this webinar, and hope to speak to you soon. Have a nice
Thank you
day.
very much. Bye bye.